Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel like I should welcome myself back first before I even welcome you back to my channel. But welcome back to my channel. This is my first video in over a year, so I figure it's time for a reintroduction. If you don't already know, my name is Gbemisola and this is my next act. I'm a Nigerian wife, mom, professional, writer, creator, and many other things in between. And I'm rebuilding my life. This channel is where I share all of the details. And so if you'd like to come along with me on this journey, please hit the subscribe button so that I can share all of the details with you. If you've watched my previous videos, you can tell that this is a new filming space. And that's because I moved houses, but I didn't just move houses, I moved cities and countries and continents. And so this video is shot from my little studio in my house in southern Alberta, Canada. Last year, my family and I finally made the move to Canada. We had been thinking about it and working towards it for a couple of years, but God finally said yes and amen to our plans last year. We decided to move because our community and our village in Nigeria was getting smaller and we had family here, so we made plans toward making the move and God said yes to us. And so we're currently in southern Alberta, where and that's where we live, that's where we're restarting our life. And so obviously this is like a year, it has been a year of many firsts. We've had our first summer, we've had our first fall, or at least the Alberta version of fall, whatever that few weeks without snow. We've had our first summer, our first fall. We've had our first winter, thankfully. We're entering spring and we're looking forward to all of that. We've also had many other firsts. Our kids, we have school age kids, and so we're getting our first experience of having our kids in school in Canada, the Canadian learning or the Alberta learning system, and really just a lot of things, to be honest. But apart from the obvious new things like the weather and school and all of that I've talked about, there are other new things that you experience when you transplant your life from one country and one continent that feels familiar to another. And those are the things that I want to share in the next couple of videos. With my career, I feel like I've had to kind of do like a hard reset. For many people, it's just a pause and a restart in another place. But for me, it has been a bit of a hard reset, and I want to take you guys on that journey. In Nigeria, much of my career was built on the back of my achievements, like on the back of my achievements in one job or in one sphere of my life. I was able to get into rooms and get jobs in other companies and all of that. I while I still had to, apply and attend interviews and all of those things, much of it was really oh, we already know you and we've seen your work, so come on in. But here I'm learning that the Canadian job market is an entirely different animal. And I want to share that. I want to share my honest opinion. No aspire to perspire, just sis to sis, sister to brother, whatever. So even globally, like the job market is in shambles, the supply is higher than the demand and all of that. But I'm learning a lot of things that I didn't ever have to do in Nigeria, like tailoring your resume for each job, um, ha- having to like network because your life and your career can depend on how good you can network, having a community or being a part of a community of people in your field and finding mentors and all of those things. Those are things that even though they were nice to have, they were never really a priority for me. But as I've moved to Canada, I realized that those things are really important and it's stuff that can make or break your career or determine how far you go. Of course, you have to pray. You're praying and God opens doors and all of those things. But you have to learn to put your best foot forward and, let people see you. Like, people are not just going to look at you. So you have to win their attention and all of that. And so I'm going to be sharing everything that I've learned along the way. And I hope that it works for you. So yeah, I'm a newbie, or as they say in Canada, I'm a newcomer. So I have so much to share, so much I'm experiencing, and I do want to share that with you. There are places where I had to like have a hard reset, and there are places where I had to just pivot and find another way. And I'm going to be sharing that in subsequent videos. I also am going to be sharing all of the tips and tricks that I've learned in the past with career. I'm going to be sharing the things that I'm learning about parenting, about raising children far away from home, what we call home, and just my regular videos for the girls who get it. I'm going to be sharing a lot of opinion because I realize that I do have a lot to say. I do have opinions on a lot of things, and I just don't share them. But the hope is that I can make this my YouTube channel a safe space where we can talk heart to heart and share things for the people who get it, for the girls who get it, for the guys who get it. And that's what I hope to do in the next couple of videos. I feel like this is my first video all over again because it's my first video in over a year, and then it's my first video in Canada. And so I'm going to do a get to know me video next. So if you would like to ask me any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to give a like. Now, I'm going to leave my Instagram in the description box. And I'm leaving it for two reasons. Of course, I'd like you to follow me and I'd like you to be a part of my community there. But also, I'm going to do a Ask Me Anything so that I will use those questions in my Get to Know Me video. And I just really want to carry you along in my creation. I don't want this to be me talking to you. I want it to be more of a community where we can grow and thrive together and all of that. So I'm going to leave my Instagram. It's at the Gbemisola, the same handle in the description box below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So enough about me. How are you? It feels like there is so much happening in the world and there's really nowhere you are that things aren't really happening. And so I just wanted you to take a moment to pause and feel your own pulse and ask yourself how you're doing today and what you can do to make yourself feel better. That feel good? All right, then. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And I will see you next week.